Good morning, Jane's Weather subscribers. This is Thursday, the 9th of March. These are the 8 a.m. maps, that's Eastern Daylight Time, and let's have a look at what the situation is. So here we have Australia. There's a large low that is just south of the Gulf up the top there. It is spreading rain and cloud through down into southeastern Queensland. The rest of the country, there's not that much going on, except in the southwest. A trough has moved in with showers and thunderstorms. In the southeast, we're stuck in a bit of a cool southwesterly airflow, which brought snow to the alpine areas of Tasmania yesterday, which was pretty fun. Well, let's have a zoom into Queensland because that's where most of the action is today. Here is the map. Now it shows here the yellow part, that's the current severe weather warning. That's for heavy rainfall. That's for 50 to 70 millimetres in a 6-hour period. Now we have had falls over 500 millimetres up in Century Mine. That's over the past couple of days, but most of that rainfall now has contracted to this central area that we have here. We've got all of the leftover flood watches and warnings through this entire area, but now the rain is starting to head down into the southeast here, and we'll see it pick up over the southeast over the next couple of days. So what we're looking at this afternoon is the heavy rainfall in the northwest disappearing, and instead it becomes a big long line. So let's have a look at that. Here's why. There's the low that is sitting over the Gulf here just to the south there. We've got the trough that's coming down into the southeast. That's creating all of this with lots of moist winds coming in from the Pacific Ocean, the remnants of La Nina. And here's the cold outbreak over the southeast and the trough that's causing that wet weather in the southwest. So over the next 8 days, this is from this morning, from Thursday through to the next week, you can see the main area of concern is from the northwest through to the southeast. That is 50 to 100 millimetres, this big area here, pockets over 100, heading up into towards 150 millimetre mark, but none of the huge falls that we saw in the northwest over the past couple of days. Let's go through that day by day. Day one, this is Thursday, so you can see it's still action in here and coming down into central areas, not much in the southeast today. If we head into Friday, that's when it picks up over southeast Queensland, still continuing a little bit up through here. As we head into Saturday, bigger falls over the southeast, less in the northwest, going into Sunday and then into Monday. Now from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's what this map is here. You'll see it disappears from the interior areas and it's more of a coastal thing we've got going on there. So we go back to a normal sort of March pattern for that. Let's zoom in on a couple of areas. So I've picked Middleton, which is currently in the severe weather warning area. And you can see here, just a bit of a, if you're not completely sure what Jane's Weather is doing here, we've got 3 weather models, Australia, Canada, and USA. And you can see what they're doing hour by hour. So the winds here, it's a southeasterly, it's gale force winds whenever they're the dark red color. So that's wrapping around that low that's just to the north there. We've got cooler temperatures thanks to all of that cloud cover and the rain that's coming in. And the 3 different models are projecting between 3 and 17 millimetres for this area today, but that doesn't take into account the heavy falls that can be localised. Looking at the days ahead here for Middleton up in the northwest central areas, Friday 7 to 31 millimetres. So there's still quite a bit going on later, particularly as we're going to Saturday morning. That's the yellow one, which is the Australian model. They've got some big falls in the early hours of Saturday. But you'll notice that it tapers off as we go through later Saturday. That's really only 1 to 2 models that have any wet weather left, and into Sunday morning. And then as we go into next week, here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we're back to a sunny and hot pattern with just a normal easterly wind. Let's have a look at something that is closer to the southeast. So here I've chosen Toowoomba. Today, there's the cloud overhead and the cooler conditions that brings, but there's very little going into the rain gauge. That changes tomorrow, particularly in the afternoon. Now, you'll see a big difference in temperature here. So the USA model, that's up on the 32 sort of degree mark, whereas these two, Canada and Australia, are down in the 20s. That's because they have the rain starting, whereas USA doesn't have it yet. They bring it in on Saturday. So that means we're all cool on Saturday because all of the models have the rain coming through. 0 to 21 on Friday, 22 to 33. So that's a nice consensus between those models there for Saturday, meaning we're likely to see these big falls as they come through. Continuing on Sunday, tapering off later in the day. And then on Monday, there's just a little bit left over. But then again, from Tuesday onwards, this is inland in Queensland. So we're going back to those sunny conditions, whereas it should continue at the coast. So heading back to the map here, when that loads, there we go. So we've got the low that is up through here. We've got cold fronts coming in here. There's a big high pressure system that is sitting over the Bight. That is going to come into the southeast and give some pleasant days as we go into Friday and Saturday. But there may be some rain to head across here as we go through Sunday, and then some wet weather there, which we saw heading back to the rain forecast could pick up conditions in terms of wet weather as we go into early next week through those eastern parts there. I'll have another update for you later. Bye.